years ago, and I can't remember exactly where or when, but it was, years ago, because we travel in the same music circles, and everyone kind of eventually meets everyone else. And we were fans of each other's work from way back. I sang, I asked Matthew to sing on one of my recordings, and it went really well, and then I returned the favor, and it just kind of grew from that.
The act of singing together was so, it was a lot of fun, and also felt right, and felt easy in a way. And so in making the record, we did think, maybe we shouldn't both be singing all the time, but then just didn't want to take our fingers off that button, So there are a few moments that we sing separately, but it's just kind of the heart of the thing, and that's also why there's a lot of unison singing. I guess also the protocol would be you just harmonize all the time just because you can, but we also wanted to stay away from doing that, because then it would be, it would almost be too pretty and too happy all the time, and I think there's a lot of up and down in our songs, and it's nice to reflect that a little bit.
I love the sound of two voices singing the same melody, and I don't hear that a lot, and so I'm just so excited about doing that. And also, I think that when both of us record separately, me as a solo artist and Matthew with Not a Surf, I think that we do a lot of doubling of our own vocals in the studio, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we do that together, it's giving that effect of kind of doubling, which is a really nice effect. I mean, I knew it was really fun and easy to sing with Matthew, but then this thing happens sometimes where it's hard to distinguish between the voices, and even for me to tell them apart, and I just love that.
I like the opposite of necessity. There were so many friends that were around that
could have played.
And it would have been great too. But actually, Juliana early on said, maybe we should not have any guests, have it just be us. And I think that was really the right decision, because then, the real character of what we are as a two-person band, I think, really came through.
And sometimes if you're not maybe I'm not the best keyboard player, but I think that's an asset sometimes. If you're not technically maybe the hot shot, you can be more creative, and I think limitations can be really freeing, whatever kind of limitations, budgetary or technical or anything. That's when the real creativity happens, I think. That's why I write songs, because for me communication is so difficult, or if not impossible, communication between people. I can't figure out how people make that work. Songwriting and singing is a way for me to communicate things that I don't know how to communicate otherwise. Matthew's a much more gregarious person, and I think you enjoy spending time with people.
I do.
It's easier for you, and you get more pleasure out of it than I do.
And yet I also feel compelled to write, so I don't know if sometimes it's because there's something I can't communicate, but often it's like putting handles on a problem so that it's portable, and also to contain it. And especially, I think that's why I gravitate towards these sort of simple chord progressions, and I feel like maybe if I was a more mature songwriter, I wouldn't want everything to be catchy all the time, but I kind of do. I want it all to be sing-songy and catchy and repetitive, kind of for comfort, and it's, I don't know, it's like, people have said a lot of corny things about songwriting, but it is like, it's like meditation, it's therapy, and for me it's just a compulsion.
It's one of the most fulfilling things in my life, writing a song and the finishing of the song. It's just so exciting and thrilling and fulfilling, and it just feels so good.